Good morning, my friends. I'm so glad that you decided to do something really beautiful for yourselves this morning. My name is Lisa, and this will be a gentle yoga practice. It will include a little mantra chanting, a little pranayama or breath work, and then we will enjoy a little meditation time towards the end of the practice. Many of us are trying to find comfort in these difficult times and climbing out of our comfort zones a little bit. And I can't help but think that the universe is giving us an opportunity to do that and to really focus and go inward and realize what's truly important in our lives. Love, compassion, family, and faith that we will all get through this. So we are all in this together, and I'm grateful to be here with you this morning. So let's start with a comfortable seated posture. I have my hips a little higher than knees. That just allows me to have a tall spine without a lot of effort. So draw the shoulders up to the ears and then roll them down. Plug the shoulder blades right in there. Close the eyes. Maybe placing your palms facing down for a little bit more grounded feeling, or palms facing up for a little bit more receptive. Totally your choice. So we close the eyes, we relax the jaw. We relax the facial muscles. Nikki Myers attributes that to relaxing our personality. So release the hats and the masks and all of the roles that we typically wear during the course of our day, and just release all of that. Just come to who you really truly are. Notice the mind. The nature of the mind is busy. And the mind loves to travel into the past and revisit conversations and emotions felt. It also likes to travel into the future and sort of write the story before it's ever happened. And so part of the practice this morning is to stay as present as possible. And one of the ways that we can do that is by focusing on breath. So no need to even really change anything right now. Just notice the natural breathing and how that feels for you. Notice how the air feels as it enters the nostrils. The coolness on the way in and the warmth on the way out. Maybe noticing if one nostril is taking a little bit more breath in than the other. Notice how the air feels in the back of the throat. And the gentle rise and fall of the upper chest. Just notice yourself breathing and how it feels to breathe. And we'll come back to this breath very often during our practice this morning, to help keep us anchored into the present. And so as you continue to breathe, notice how it feels to be in your body this morning. The sensations of the body parts touching the floor, the feeling of the root, the sit bones connected to earth. Notice any areas of discomfort, perhaps areas that have residual fatigue. And just remember that you're not alone in that. That each of us has challenges in our physical body. But for just the next hour or so, maybe changing perception a little bit. And thinking of these areas of challenge as teachers. teaching us boundaries, empathy and connection with one another, strength and courage, and appreciation. And we remember this morning that no matter what the challenges are, whatever our body needs is what we will do this morning. We honor all of it. We press forward when we need a little bit more, and we pull back when the body's asking for that as well. And then, because yoga is that union of mind, body, and spirit, we notice how we're feeling energetically, spiritually, emotionally this morning. These are trying times, and emotions are high. So honor that. There's no right or wrong way to feel, and it's all welcome here. So now we bring hands to heart center, and we set a personal intention for our practice this morning. We each have a very unique reason for choosing this morning, so just tune into that. What is it that you need? Perhaps you'd like to offer your practice out to someone or a cause or a community that may be in need. And then collectively, as always, we set an intention that all beings everywhere experience serenity, courage, wisdom, peace, and love in their lives. May all beings be happy, and may all beings be free. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Good. So allow the eyes to float open, and give your legs a little bit of a stretch. So we've been sitting for a little bit of time, so you're welcome to come off of the tall prop or just allow yourself to lengthen the legs out. And we'll come to the mantra chanting part of the practice this morning. So if you've never chanted Sanskrit mantra before, it's really simple. Sanskrit is a vibrational language, and not only does it help to calm the mind, but it also is very healing on the cellular level as well. So the mantra that I've chosen for this morning is Om Shanti Om. And Shanti is the Sanskrit word for peace. So typically you would chant 108 of Om Shanti Om, counting with the mala. But for time purposes for us, we'll just do a quarter mala. So as I count out 27 here on my mala, I hope that you'll set an intention for yourself as we begin to chant together. Beautiful. So we find that nice tall spine again. Chanting mantra is very much a breath practice as well. So make sure the spine is tall, leaving room in the front side body for breath to come in and out. So close the eyes, relax the jaw again, and take a nice deep inhale, fully exhale. Inhale deeply again, and we'll begin. Om Shanti Om, 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 Om Shanti Om. And take a deep breath in and relax. And so just let that vibration wash over you for a moment. So we'll do a little breath work now. We're going to do a Nadi Shodhana breath. So Nadi Shodhana is also known as alternate nostril breath. And it's a beautiful calming breath. It helps to balance out the right and left sides of the brain, the male and female energies. And it really helps to sort of get us into more of the rest and digest part of our nervous system rather than the fight or flight. So this is a beautiful, easy practice. You can do it wherever you are. Always, again, important to have a nice tall spine to just leave room for breath. So we start with the right thumb and we gently close the right nostril and inhale through the left nostril, nice and deep and long. Using the middle and ring finger, close the left nostril and exhale out through the right. Inhale through the right. Block the right nostril, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Block, exhale through the right. And so we're going to continue that on for a minute. I'll mind the time. Just remember that the switch happens before each exhalation. Be gentle with yourself. If you get a little mixed up, it's all good. So let's begin. So one more round, wherever you are, just allow the final exhalation to be out of the left nostril. And then rest your hands on your lap. Notice any sensations. Take a couple of natural breaths here. Beautiful. Excellent. So if you are on a taller prop, you can just release that now. Let's lengthen the legs out once again, just to get the blood going. And there we were sitting cross-legged for a while. So just a little length here, maybe even a little gentle fold. Good. And as you keep the legs in this pose called Dandasana or staff pose, let's begin a little rotation of the feet. So in any direction, doesn't matter which way you start. So just start in one direction. And then reverse. Good. And then let's point the toes and flex. So pull the toes in towards the calf, point again, and in towards the calves. One more time. Point and flex. Good. So back into a comfortable seated posture on your mat. And we're going to do the 6 movements of the spine. So we're going to start with the head and around the cervical spine, and then we'll move in towards the torso. So hands just can rest on your knees. And on the next inhale, you're actually going to just bring the gaze up to the ceiling and hold for a moment. Gently touch the teeth together and feel a nice little stretch in the front of the neck. Take a breath here. And then inhale. And on the exhale, draw the gaze down in front of you, across the floor, and eventually the chin will tuck into the chest. And just hold here for a breath as well. And then we're going to float back and forth. So the inhale, very slowly, gently, we reach up with the gaze, and on the exhale, we slowly tuck the chin into the chest. Good, a couple of rounds. Inhaling, lifting the gaze to the sky. Exhaling, chin tucks in to the chest. Good, how about 2 more? Inhale. And exhale. a neutral gaze here. So let the arms just sort of relax by your side. And so the inhale as the gaze is forward. On the exhale, bring the right ear to the right shoulder. So leave the right shoulder right where it is and let the ear come to the shoulder. Good. Just notice that sensation. And then bring the gaze back up into center. Inhale. Exhale. The left ear to the left shoulder. Good. And notice the shoulders. The spine is still nice and tall. And now we're going to float back and forth. So we inhale. Gaze is neutral. Exhale. Right ear to right shoulder. Inhale. Neutral. Exhale. Left ear to left shoulder. Good. Inhale again. Exhale. Right ear to right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Left ear, left shoulder. Good. So this time, inhale up. We'll come a little deeper, just as an option. Exhale to the right. So the right ear towards the right shoulder. And then these left fingertips, point them, reach them towards the floor if you can. And then maybe just place the fingertips, the right fingertips to the left temple. Not a lot of pressure, just a little encouragement. Be very gentle. Good. Inhale and exhale here. Good. And release. Inhale, center. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. And the right fingertips now reach towards the floor. And maybe the left fingertips just sort of lay on the head with a little encouragement. Good, and release. Beautiful. So hands back on the knees, and we come into the 5th and 6th movements, which is the rotation. So we inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, just look out over that right shoulder. Inhale, forward. Exhale, look out over the left shoulder, just as far as feels comfortable. Inhale, forward. Exhale to the right. And inhale forward, exhale to the left. Good, again, an option to come a little bit deeper. So inhale forward, exhale, gaze to the right, and then take this left hand and just wrap it around the lower back, just giving that left shoulder a little bit of a tug. Good, creating a little space there, a couple of breaths. And then release that back to neutral. Inhale forward, exhale, gaze out over the left shoulder now, and now the right hand just wraps around the lower back and hold for a couple of breaths. Spine is nice and tall. Beautiful, and release. Nice job. So let's just get a little bit of the blood flowing in the shoulders. So shoulder rolls. Doesn't matter, again, which direction you start in. We will always even things out. Good. And then reverse. Beautiful. Good. So now we're going to stretch the back part of the shoulders out. We're going to come into eagle arms. So the right elbow is going to come into the left elbow crease. So just like that. And then maybe the backs of the hands touch, or maybe the palms touch. Or I like to just sort of hook my left hand and grab onto my right thumb, and my thumb is aimed right at my nose. And just give your arms a little squeeze together. You'll feel that nice opening in the back of the shoulders. Nice deep inhale and exhale here. Good, and release. Let's counter that. Just bring the hands to the floor behind you. Get your pinkies as close together as you can. Good. Open up the heart, shoulder blades come together. Maybe a little lift of the gaze. Inhale and exhale. Good. So we're going to do the opposite arms now. So the left elbow is going to come into the right elbow crease. And again, the back of the hands maybe connect, maybe the palms, or maybe the right hand hooks onto that left thumb. And we give the arms a little bit of a squeeze. Good. And then release that again, that counter stretch. You can even clasp the hands behind if that feels better, or just touch the pinkies together on the floor. Again, maybe a little lift of the gaze. Open that heart. Good. So now we move into the major part of the spine. And we're gonna rock backwards and forwards, coming into a little seated cat-cow. So the hands to the knees. Inhale as you press the belly forward, shoulders connect behind you, lift of the gaze, and then exhale, roll to the edge of the tailbone. Tuck the chin and the belly in. And we're just gonna rock back and forth. So inhale, forward, and exhale, scoop and roll back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, scoop and roll back. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. And inhale, forward. And then exhale, back. Good. Coming back to that neutral spine. We'll place the right hand to the floor and lift the left arm up and over the head. And then we just sort of lean to the right. You can even bend that right elbow if that feels good. Keep the left sit bone rooted into the earth though, aiming that left knee towards the earth as well. Good. Hold and breathe. Good. Reach those arms up nice and high, nice morning stretch. And then the left palm comes to the earth. We reach the right arm over. Hold and breathe. Focus on getting those the right sit bones connected to the earth. Good, and then let's float back and forth. So inhale, nice big stretch up. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, up. Exhale, right. And inhale, up. Exhale, left. Beautiful. Find that neutral spine. Good. So the 5th and 6th movement again is that rotation. So we're going to inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, turn to the right, and just let the fingertips touch the ground. Good. Inhale, rise up, but come forward. Exhale, turn to the left, and bring the fingertips down. Good, we'll do that a couple of times. So inhale, forward and up. Exhale to the right, and fingertips down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, turn to the left and down. Let's do 1 more each side. Inhale, because it just feels so good. Exhale to the right and down. And inhale, rise up. Exhale, turn, and fingertips to the floor. Good, nice neutral spine. Great, so we're gonna come onto hands and knees. So if you want some extra padding, you can always lay maybe a blanket or an extra mat down for you. So right into hands and knees here, good. So let's find a little cat-cow. Maybe it'll be easier if you see me come this way. So I'll just face this way here. So we're gonna curl the toes and drop the belly. Oh, there's the tailbone reaching for the sky. Good. Feel the shoulder blades sort of come together again here as you drop that belly and lift the gaze forward. Exhale, we're going to flatten out the feet. Press the hands into the floor and arch the back. Let's hold here for a moment. Just notice how that feels. Big cat stretch. And then we'll float back and forth. So inhale, we drop the belly, lift the tailbone, and the gaze is forward. And then exhale, flatten the feet. Arch and tuck that chin. Good. Couple more rounds. If your tempo is a little different than mine, then just go with that. Right? There's no rush. This is your practice. Just here to give you suggestions. Good. Back and forth. And then wherever you are, find a nice neutral spine. Good. So we're going to take the right toes and just hook them to the back of the mat. Okay? And then we're going to do this little rocking sensation. So we inhale, rock forward just a little bit, and then exhale, rock back. Not too hard, just getting a nice little stretch in the calf. So inhale forward, exhale back. Really good stretch for the Achilles too. Inhale forward. Again, finding your own breath tempo here, but just rocking back and forth. Beautiful. Let's lift that right foot right off of the mat and place it to the floor to the right long side of the mat. So the foot is flat. I don't know if you can see how my foot is, but the foot is flat and it's aligned with the right side of the mat. And we're going to get a little stretch for the inner thigh. So take the right hand to the center of the mat, and all you're do is lift the left fingertips out to the side. Maybe they reach up towards the ceiling, or if it's easier on the shoulder, just wrap the arm around the lower back. We're just turning the torso to the left to isolate that right inner thigh. And a breath here. Good. The left hand comes back to the floor, and let's continue the journey with that foot and step up towards the top of the mat here in a nice little low lunge. So it's very important to have a 90-degree angle in the knee, right? So if you need to scooch the foot up a little bit more towards the top of the mat, you can do that. Just make sure that the knee is not coming out past the toe. So nice deep stretch for that inner left hip flexor. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale here. If you have blocks, you can always rise up on the blocks for yourself as well. So take a deep inhale here, and on the exhale, we're just gonna press back and fold into that front right leg. There's that hamstring. So breathe into the back part of the leg. If you need a little micro bend in the knee, that's fine. Couple of breaths here. Good, and then we're just gonna float back and forth. So we're gonna come to the inhale is the low lunge. The exhale, we press back. Inhale into the lunge. Exhale, press back. Inhale to the lunge. Exhale, press back. Good, and we're just gonna bring that right knee back into our table. Good, just take a breath here, neutral spine. And notice any sensations. Notice the difference between the right side and left side. Good. So the other side now. The left toes hook into the back of the mat. And we begin that gentle rocking sensation again. So we inhale forward, gently exhale, pressing back. Not a big movement here. Find your own breath tempo. Really good stretch for the toes as well. Back and forth. Beautiful. So let's take this left foot now. Place it to the outside of the mat. I'm just going to scooch over. Good. Take the left hand now onto the center of the mat, and the right arm reaches out or up towards the sky, or maybe just wrapping it around the lower back. You decide. Good. Couple of breaths here. And then release out of that. Again, continuing the journey with that left foot, we're going to come right up to the top of the mat and sink into that low lunge. Check in with the knee, make sure that this is not happening for you because we don't want any injuries. So scooch that foot up a little bit higher on the mat to find that 90-degree angle and breathe. So we're going to inhale deeply here, and then on the exhale, we're going to press back. And notice here, each side is different, right? So notice how this side shows up for you. Make any modifications that you need to. And then we're going to float back and forth. So here we go. Inhale forward, maybe even opening the heart. Exhale, pressing back. Inhale forward. Exhale, press back. Good, one more time. Inhale forward. Exhale, press back. Beautiful. Bring that knee back into your table posture. Good, so I'm gonna turn around here. Beautiful. So we're gonna come onto our bellies. So right onto your belly. Good. And this is a really good, I hope you guys can still see me. I think you can. All right, so let's just start in a Sphinx posture, okay? So we're gonna come up into a little low cobra, and I want you to be very mindful of the lower back. So if this is a height that feels protected for you, then come up only this high. If you wanna come up a little deeper, you can come up a little deeper. Just be very mindful of what's happening in the lower back. So this is our inhale into a little low cobra. And on the exhale, we're gonna come all the way down, place the right facial cheek to the floor, bring the arms by your sides, knuckles to the floor, and let the shoulders just open up here and rest. Good, so we're gonna take the hands, place them directly underneath those shoulders, and inhale, press up, only as high as feels comfortable for you. And then exhale, now the left facial cheek comes to the earth, arms come by your sides, knuckles to the floor, let the shoulders open and rest. Good, let's do it both sides again. So inhale, pressing up. Exhale, right cheek, arms by your sides and rest. Hands to the floor, pressing up, inhale. Exhale, left facial cheek and rest. Beautiful. And then we're gonna press all the way up and press all the way back to a child's pose. Good, so if you like to have your knees apart, you're welcome to do that. If you'd like to have them closer together, you decide. But we're gonna take a little side bend journey here. So we're gonna creep in child's pose. We're gonna creep the hands over to the right side on the floor. And then take the left hand and reach it just a little bit higher up on the floor. Really feel the length and the opening in the left side body. Imagine connecting the left sit bone to the left heel. Good. Couple of breaths. Good, and then creep those hands through center, all the way over to the left side now. And now the right hand comes just a little higher up. Right sit bone to right heel. Good, nice stretch under the arm, opening of the ribs. Good, and then back to center. Find your way into a table posture. We're gonna take the hands and creep them up a little bit higher, maybe about 5 or 6 inches higher than shoulders, and then let the hips sort of hover. And here we are at a modified plank. So I want you to just be mindful of where your hands are. So they should be directly underneath the shoulders in a modified plank. This is our inhale. On the exhale, we're gonna curl those toes and press into a downward facing dog. On the inhale, we're gonna hover those hips to a plank. So just come up on the toes, hover the hips. And on the exhale, we're gonna bring the knees to the earth and press back to a child. So try to keep your hands stuck like glue to the top of the mat there. And we're gonna do that flow a couple of times, just warming up the shoulders here. Inhale, forward, modified plank. Exhale, curl the toes, pulling the hips back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to a plank. Exhale, the knees to the earth and pressing into a child's pose. I'm just gonna switch direction here so you can see from the side. Again, modified plank, inhale. Exhale, curl the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to a plank. Exhale, knees and child. Inhale, forward. Exhale, dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, knees and child. Friends, let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward. Exhale, knees and child. One last time. Inhale, forward. Exhale, dog. Inhale, forward. Exhale, knees and child. And unstick those hands. Bring them by your sides, knuckles to the floor, maybe the forehead to a block or the floor into Balasana. Take a few breaths here. Let the shoulders open and release. And then find your way back up into a table pose again. So friends, we're just gonna curl the toes and lift those hips into a downward facing dog. Gently walk the feet to the hands and come to a forward fold. Let's release the lower back for a moment. Maybe let the arms rest and relax and hang out. The head is relaxed, maybe saying yes and no. A little bend in the knees. Good. And then take a nice deep bend here. Inhale. And then on the exhale, press the feet into the floor and roll very slowly, stacking one vertebra at a time to a standing posture. Shoulders draw up to the ears and down the back. Good. I'm going to step back so that you can see me a little bit. And we're going to come into a few rounds of a gentle salutation. Nice and gentle. Good. So we start in a mountain pose. Feet connected to earth. I love the way that Rolf Gates describes this as rooting down to rise up. So imagine that. Feel the feet really connected to the earth. And then the energy drawing up the spine all the way up to the crown of the head. Imagine connecting to the divine, the God of our understanding. Yeah, so great. Good, we'll start with some sun breath. So inhale, sweep the arms up. And then just bring the hands together, draw that into the heart. Good, again, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, into the heart. One last time, inhale, sweep up. And exhale to the heart, beautiful. So we'll come into some half salutations. So there's an option for everyone here. So this is option number one. Inhale, sweep up. On the exhale, open up those arms, hinge from the hips and come down with a flat back. So you can even have the gaze stay forward until you come into the fold. Good. Inhale, flat back. So halfway up, maybe the hands touch the knees or the shins. Exhale, a little deeper into that fold. And then you can either roll up just like we did on the inhale, or you can open up the arms and rise up with a flat back. Good. Bringing the arms up, connecting, and then drawing that into the heart. So whatever way is best for you. Inhale again, sweep the arms up. Exhale, open and float down. Inhale halfway, so flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, nice and deep into the fold. And then you can either roll or rise up on the inhale. Exhale into the heart. Good, let's do that a couple of times. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, open and float down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise up. Exhale to the heart. One last time. Inhale, rise. Exhale, float. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, folding deeper. And rising up on the inhale. Exhale to the heart. Good. So you are welcome to stay with that half salutation. I'm going to cue now for a little gentle salutation. So if you want a little bit more this morning, you're welcome to join this one. So we start in mountain pose as always. We inhale, rise up. We all start the same. Exhale, we float down. Good. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Good. This time, plant the hands and step back to a downward facing dog. That's the inhale. The exhale, we come up on those toes and hover into a plank. Inhale, draw the hips back into a downward facing dog. And then exhale, gently walk the feet to meet the hands into that fold. And then you can either roll or rise up. And that's it. Good. Let's do that a few times. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, floating down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, step back to downward facing dog. Exhale to a plank. Inhale, downward dog. And exhale, walk the feet to the front of the mat into your fold. And roll or rise up. Exhale. Good. Let's keep going. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, floating down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Or maybe you're doing a half salutation. Exhale into plank. Inhale into dog. Exhale, gently walking forward to the front of the mat, into that fold, and rise up and into the heart. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, floating down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back to downward facing dog. Exhale to plank. Inhale to dog. And exhale, gently walking forward into that fold. And rise up. Let's do hands to heart center. Just take a couple of breaths. Close the eyes. Notice sensation here. Check in with the heartbeat, the heat in the body. Beautiful, and release. We're going to find our way back down. My suggestion would be if you have either a little bolster or a little blanket that you could use for a prop, we're going to set up for a nice hip opener. So just have it near you if you need to grab that now. Take some time to do that. And maybe take a sip of water. Good. Okay. So we're going to start at the top of our mats again. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, float down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Good. Plant the hands and step back to a downward facing dog. This is going to be our anchor pose here. We're going to take the right toes and sweep them up to the sky. That's the inhale. Exhale, bring the right knee, calf, and ankle up to the front of the mat and slide the back left knee down. So this can be a lot of compression in this front right knee. If that is the case for you, all you're going to do, and I'll show you, is just lay on your back. I'll come this way. And maybe if you have a block handy, you can take the block, just place it under the sacrum, pull that right knee here, nice and gentle, and let that left heel extend towards the floor. Still the same nice deep stretch in that left hip flexor. Okay, so if you're on your belly, the prop that I suggested earlier might be for right underneath your right hip. So I'm going to come this way just so you can see the formation here. And so it's important to get the hips square to the top part of the mat. Good. And then just come down onto your forearms. If you'd like, you can place a head on the hands. You can place a head on a block, whatever feels good for you. Just close the eyes. Begin some nice deep inhales and exhales. Let the body settle into the stretch. And notice where the body might be holding on. See if you can surrender just a little bit. A few breaths here. Take a nice deep inhale, and on the exhale, let the body be a little bit heavier. Surrender just a little bit deeper into this. And if you are on your bellies, take the hands to the floor, curl the back left toe, and come into a downward facing dog. We're just getting the blood to come back into that right leg. If you're on your back, just release the block from underneath the torso, the sacrum, and lengthen both legs out. Take a breath. Good, so if you are in downward facing dog, we're just gonna sweep the left toe now to the sky, and exhale, sweep the left knee, calf, ankle to the front of the mat. Slide the back right knee down, maybe a little prop underneath this left hip. If you're on your back, so you're just gonna prop up the sacrum, pull that left knee in, and extend the right heel, to the floor. Good. If you're on your bellies, you can just come down onto Sphinx arms, maybe let the head rest on a prop or the hands, and find the breath. Nice deep inhales and exhales here. Good. Take another deep inhale, and then exhale a little deeper. Just let the body be super heavy here. Just sink into the earth. Good. If you are on your bellies, all you're going to do is rise up, let the left hip come to the floor, and wrap that right leg around, and bring both legs out in front of you. So I'm just going to turn now. Both legs out in front of you. If you are on your backs, you can stay right where you are because we are all going to join you. So just release the sacrum and lengthen both legs out. Give your legs a little bit of a stretch. Good. Beautiful. So we're going to lay on our backs. And I'm actually going to come on to this side. Good. So just lay on the back. We're going to bring the feet to the outer edges of the mat here. Good. So bring the heels, we're going to scooch the heels just a little closer, not too deep, because we want to make sure that we're coming into a 90-degree angle when we come up. And you'll see what I mean in a moment. So just a little closer to the body. On the inhale, we're going to create this little pelvic tilt to connect the lower back to the earth. And on the exhale, we're going to press the feet into the floor and lift the hips up nice and tall. Good. Nice, gentle bridge. Inhale at the top, and then on the exhale, slowly roll one vertebra at a time. Back down to the earth. Nice and slow. Good. Tailbone is the last to connect. Let's do that again. Inhale, little pelvic tilt. Exhale, peel the hips up off of the floor, nice and tall. Inhale at the top, and then exhale, slowly roll one vertebra at a time. Good. Beautiful. And then one more time, and this time we're going to hold. So inhale, curl and pelvic tilt. Exhale, peel on up. You can bring the shoulder blades together underneath you, maybe clasp the hands, but let's hold for 3 full breaths. And if the hips are getting tired, just encourage them to come up just a little bit higher. Good. Release the shoulders, unclasp the hands, and gently roll one vertebra at a time. Good, to the floor. Beautiful. So if you do have a block handy, grab onto it. If you don't, it's fine. All we're going to do, if you do have a block, just bring it right onto the sacrum and lift the toes up to the sky. If you don't have a block, don't worry about it. You can elevate the hips maybe with a blanket or something like that, but don't worry about it. All we're doing is getting the blood to just flow in the opposite direction, back down towards the heart. A little restorative posture here. Some deep breaths, inhale and exhale. One more inhale and exhale here. And then gently bring the feet to the earth. If you do have a block, just lift the hips, take it out of there, bring it over to the side, and then pull the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice, loving squeeze, maybe rocking side to side. Good. Bring the arms out onto the floor on either side, like extensions of your shoulders. And then drop those knees over to the right, maybe even scooching the right hip a little more towards the left. That'll help anchor the shoulders to the earth. Good. Couple of breaths here. Nice spinal twist. Good. Bring the back square to the mat again, knees to the center. Have a starting point. And then on the exhale, we're gonna bring the knees over to the left now. Again, maybe scooching the left hip more towards the right side of the mat. Good. You can even gaze out over the right shoulder if you'd like. A couple of breaths. Good, and back into center. One final squeeze for yourself. Nice embrace, and then lengthen the legs out nice and long and begin to prepare for Shavasana. So maybe getting socks or a jacket or a blanket to cover the body, anything that you need. Take about 30 seconds to do that now. And then when you're ready, come into a nice comfortable posture. You're welcome to have if you've got some lower back discomfort, you can keep the knees bent or draped over a pillow, or you can place the feet to the floor and let the knees sort of support each other. Decide whether you want your palms facing up or down. It's nice in Shavasana to have them up in a receptive posture sometimes, but whatever is comfortable for you. Close the eyes, relax the jaw. You have prepared your body for this time of stillness. Nothing to do but breathe and release. Continue to just breathe deeply in and out, continuing to rest. Loka samasta sukino vantu. Loka samasta sukino vantu. Loka samasta sukino vantu. Loka samasta and we shine like diamonds in the sun. Every one of us shines. We shine like diamonds in the sun. Every one of us. And we shine like may all beings be happy and free. May all beings be happy and free. Loka samasta you can slowly begin to wiggle fingers and toes, maybe wrists and ankles. Maybe the head turns from the left and to the right. Just finding a gentle awakening here. And in your own way and own time, you can find your way onto your favorite side and just press yourself up to a comfortable seated posture. So we land right where we began. And we're going to just take a couple of minutes for some silent meditation. I'm going to mind the time, but just find a comfortable posture, find a nice tall spine. Maybe keep the blanket over the lap if that feels good. Once again, closing the eyes, relaxing the jaw, let the shoulders just relax. And as you find stillness, maybe just focusing on the breath, letting the thoughts come in and out of the mind, just like little clouds passing by. Nothing to force. So let's begin. gently begin deepening the breath. And join me with hands at heart center, Anjali Mudra. Really so grateful to have had this opportunity to share my practice with you. I wish you peace. I wish you courage. I wish you health. And the light and the divine that resides within me sees and honors that in each and every single one of you. Namaste.